My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin
Yeah,
is black.
I feel so good to be black right now.
is black.
What you look-
Welcome to episode 115 of the Black in Fashion podcast. Guys, make sure that you are being in tune with all of the new things that we have out. Send in your black notes, send in your anonymous letters so that we can read them on the show and give you some advice, as well as send in your videos for the I Am Fashion campaign. I am your host, Lenice Collier, and today I am joined with Kay. Kay is one of my fellow fashionpreneur buddies. She has an amazing background, and we're going to get into all that. But of course, first, a little icebreaker, this or that. So I just want you to tell me what you like over the other.
Okay.
So, wide leg or skinny leg?
Ooh, today I'm wearing a wide leg.
Was that always your first choice?
Boot cut.
Boot cut. Oh, boot cut. Oh, wedge or mule?
Stiletto.
Oh, hoop or stud?
Hoop.
Hoop. Side boob or under boob?
Side.
Side boob. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
side.
Get freaky with it. All right, so we just want to start. Kay, tell us a little bit about your fashion background, how you guys started, and just a little bit about yourself.
So I got started in, I would say, 2013, 14, officially, like by going to Parsons. But fashion has been in my life. I've been sketching since I was like 6 years old. Like in the back of my notebook, since I was 6 years old, I used to sketch like this Victorian outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been sketching from since a young age, and I continued, and I went to LIU, first, and after LIU, I left and I went to Parsons. I was crying in LIU because
Really?
I remember I did not belong there.
Why? Because they didn't have a fashion program?
They didn't have a fashion program, but I just, when you know that's not where you belong,
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those moments. I just did not belong there.
I went to NIU, felt the same way, and transferred to a fashion school. So my
Yeah.
first year, I did the same thing.
Yeah, I sat there and I remember like looking at my professor, and he looked like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and I just started crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah,
This ain't where I'm supposed to
this
be.
is not where I'm supposed to be. And then like from there, I just started hustling, making clothes for myself, and just getting better at my craft. And since then, went to Parsons and graduated, and been in the fashion industry since then.
Gotcha. So what would you say your specialty is? Because like we all got something that we're good. So would you say it is illustration? Is it pattern making? Is it sewing? Is it marketing? So what is like your niche?
I am an amazing pattern maker. I hate pattern making. I
That'd be the bread and butter.
Yeah, but I hate. Oh no, I believe in pattern making. Don't come here with a jacket looking a hot mess. Now I'm gonna look at your stuff and be like, who made this pattern?
Right.
But I'm great at pattern making, and I think it's because that was like the hardest class for me, because you off by an eighth,
You fucked up.
you fucked up.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm a great pattern maker. Right now, I consider myself a fashion technologist because I am in the technology of fashion. I've started working in 3D design for fashion and bringing what I know as design into the 3D world, and how that show up.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Understood. Okay. All right. So within the 3D design world, how is it beneficial right now? Because I feel like I see it a lot. Like I'm starting to see like some NFTs and this whole meta like universe thing happening like within fashion. So what do you think about that, and where do you see it like going within like the next year?
So for 3D, a lot of companies aren't doing this, but I wish a lot of the companies they use 3D to its fullest potential, placing it online, like using it as a selling mechanism. Right now, a lot of companies are using it for in-house selling for buyers, Market Week, but a lot of them aren't using it online. Like I think Balenciaga did that. There were a couple of other brands who did use digital fashion, and they brought it to life. I use Browseware. There's Clo. There's so many other programs, but I'm particularly an expert. I'm gonna toot my horn.
Go ahead.
I am an expert in Browseware. All overall.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's dope. So how do you feel? Well, let's talk about designers for a little while. So tell me your feelings toward. Why is you laughing already? I ain't even asked the question yet. I haven't even asked the question yet.
Okay.
What do you think I'm about to ask?
I don't even know. I'm bracing myself because I know how we get.
Right. What are your thoughts towards the designers that call themselves designers, but just throw a little shindig on the t-shirt? What's your thoughts?
Denise, why you gonna ask me that?
Because I want to know your opinion.
I'm
You can speak wrongly. If it's not a designer, it's not a designer. It's a graphic designer.
So you're not essentially a designer, because you're not a designer. Doesn't always necessarily mean cut and sew. You have to be in like knowing how to sew, because there's so many people who don't know how to sew.
Right.
You're a creative director, but a lot of people don't know the difference between a creative director, a graphic designer, and a designer. Right. We know that. We work in the industry. There's like, being a designer it's not a narrow one-way street. There's so many ways you could go in design. Putting your logo on a t-shirt, you're a graphic designer. Mm-hmm. Running a brand without any knowledge of fashion or knowing how to like just the bare minimum of like pattern making, or just knowing how to like, I need this done. We know we could just in-house sew this quickly for the fashion show. I don't know if I would consider you like a designer seamstress, or you are probably a creative director, which is good, because Virgil wasn't a designer. No, he wasn't. Like, I say that all the time. Virgil's not a designer.
Right.
He's a creative director. He doesn't
right.
know how to design. Like,
right.
He's not sitting there like sketching out. He knows what he wants, and he has a team who believe in his vision. So I don't know if I consider that a designer. Like, you are a graphic designer, but not like a cut and sew.
You're not a fashion designer. So I think that's just like defining what they are. If you are a graphic designer or a fashion designer or a interior designer, but I just think that the phrase or like the name fashion designer is just thrown around so much. And then when I speak to people and they tell me, and I'm just like, what do you do? And they tell me they're a fashion designer, and then they show me their stuff, and then I see these t-shirts and these hats. I'm just like,
you're not really you're not a
I think maybe because I'm so passionate about it, I'm always just like, I don't like the title being thrown around, because it took a lot of time and work and money, and for you just to say and just to call yourself something that to me is just like, what? Wait, just okay. Maybe you're aspiring. You're trying to get there, but you're not there yet. And to me, if you don't want to learn your craft, to me, that's even more the reason why, to me, you're not a designer. Because if anything that I want to do, and I just think in any industry, you should always be a student of the business. No matter what industry that you're in, you should be a student in that industry.
But a lot of people are not. Like, you gotta have a good marketing team, and a lot of people, like, I'm a t-shirt, like, I'm a designer. Mm-hmm. They got a label. They have a,
Yeah.
You know how that goes. And a streetwear brand. And it's like, I don't want to kill anybody's dreams. Right. But who's your masses and who you're selling it? Because you're probably just selling it to the local in the neighborhood. You're probably not, not to say every door needs to be like, department stores, but are you getting spots in like certain stores? Like, where are you selling it other than just your in store? Is it being sold globally? Is it being sold like, across America? Like, is your brand just a quote unquote hood brand?
Right. What you say, hood brand?
Yeah,
not even urban, but hood.
No, a hood brand. A hood brand is.
I know what a hood brand is.
It's just a hood brand. It's a brand that's in
the hood.
In the hood.
Gotcha. That's hilarious. So tell me this. Since you mentioned it, now I want to know, what are your thoughts on fashion shows? Because to me, I just feel like fashion shows are pointless. They don't make you any money. Sometimes they get real ghetto. They're not buyers there like how they used to be, and people don't even know what the hell Market Week is even to begin with.
Lenise, I was talking about that. I was saying, like, everyone's like, oh, are you going to get up and dress up for Fashion Week? I'm like, why? Designers didn't go to Fashion Week. That isn't... Fashion Weeks are for buyers. Fashion Week is for magazines, editorial. Those are the people who attend Fashion Week.
Right.
Designers, that work for the brand, we volunteer. Now I get the influencers go, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't care to get up and go to Fashion Week. Like, I love fashion. I work in fashion 9 to 5.
I don't want to go afterwards.
Sometimes, look, after 5, I work in fashion. I design by myself. All, at home, independently, outside of work. Like, that's what I do. I love fashion, but going to fashion shows doesn't necessarily mean, like, people think if you go to a fashion show, you live, breathe, and like.
Yeah, I went to a fashion show on Sunday, and I haven't been to a fashion show in years, And it, while I was there, I realized why the hell I ain't been to none in years. But I went because it was one of my clients. But normally, like I get invited to stuff, I'm just like, because I know it's gonna be, I don't know, ghetto, and I just don't like that. Like, I don't like the group shows, because then it's first of all, it gets boring after a while. They don't send runway no more. Like, they literally have one person walk down the runway and they come back. And I'm so used to it being like one person at the top, one person in the middle, one person, like, it just going, like, it's not supposed to be that long.
And if people don't, let me tell you this, I've seen a lot of people things, and I know a lot of girls, upcoming designers, who want to, they want to do their fashion show. I understand it. They want to showcase their work. Mm-hmm. A lot of them don't know how to build a collection. I watch a lot of these
cohesive stuff, yeah.
Oh, it's not cohesive at all. You guys don't know how to build a collection, and a lot of that comes from, like, we went to school for this. They teach you how to build a collection. Like,
definitely do.
Why this first thing matches the last thing that comes on the road. How the story ties. A lot of them don't have a brand story. Like, you ask them, "What's your brand story?" None of them know what a brand story is. They don't have, like, whoa, what was this? What was this inspired by? Well, which one is your highest selling piece, mm-hmm. And how are you going to translate your highest selling piece, keeping your brand history and keeping your true identity of your brand, but still giving a little extra, because you don't want to lose your clientele. People don't know that. A lot of them don't know that. And
they don't. And like, for me, in this past couple years, not the past 2 years, all the brands that I've done product development for, I'll be lost at the design consultation. I'm just like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. But what I felt like I was doing was allowing them to just have, like, that creative space to do what they want. I'm like, maybe I'm just not their consumer and I don't understand it. But after going through creating all these brands, I had to literally change my entire company around to make them do the educational part. Mm-hmm. And that's the first assignment, brand identity. I make them do their selling appeal, their distinct characteristics, their mission, their vision. That's the first assignment. It's because I need to understand who you are as a designer and what you want in order for me to even help you. So now you can't even come to LC Apparel Consulting and work with me at all without the program. They like, it starts, and it's high. It's expensive now, but it's because it comes with the education and the mentoring and the coaching, because I just felt like I was doing them like a disservice. And I'm just like, the fact that I created so much clothing and then I saw all the different things, like, once they came together, I'm like, I still don't get it. Still don't get it. It's not going to sell. And I just felt bad. And I was just like, these ain't either. It's not the right type of clients. They'll get discouraged after one thing and, like, not, like, letting it just go ahead and just be the process. Then to me, you're not a real designer. If you get discouraged after one thing, everybody don't sell their first go around.
How is the selling for a lot of your clients? Do they come back like multiple times, or? Okay.
I had a handful of people who came through that did know what they were doing, and then I got another handful of people that did the mentorship, did the coaching, and are selling well. But it's because they did the mentorship and the coaching. Like, we built out that brand deck and that brand story from the get-go. Mm-hmm. So before, like, they came through with designs, but once we got through that brand story, shit changed. Fabrics changed, color changed, everything changed, because they'll start designing before they even know what the brand story is. Like, who are you designing for?
They don't
who
know
is this for? No, because I get people, and that's one of my first questions is, what size do you want your samples in? Mm-hmm. And then I'll never know. And then that scares me, because it's just like, well, who you making clothes for? If you don't even know what your models are. Are you making clothes for tall women, petite women?
They don't have so they don't know how they want to grade it. They don't know, because, okay, cool.
Not that face. But yeah, that happens. And then I should have known. I should have caught it back then. Like, oh wow, I'm really attracting people there from the ground up. And I'm fine with helping people from the ground up, but you gotta be able to, like I said, be a student of the business and really know. Because, like, if you're coming and you don't even, like, well, what's standard size? I'm like, standard size? Each brand has their own standardized size. There is no standard size.
You will be so surprised. Everybody feel like a standard size is 2. I'm like, when you see a size 6, half of these models, some of them are a size 6. Like, they're not, like,
even close.
They're not even,
to a 2.
A 2, like.
So I have a segment. It's called "It's a Success" or "It's a Disaster," and this segment is actually brought to you by 620 Style. They are a sportswear made with a joyful spirit. It effortlessly weaves together fashion and functionality with threads of bright colors and bold statement pieces. We don't just want to be a part of your special day; we want to be a part of your everyday. So definitely check out 620 Style. She was a client, clearly. But I want you to basically tell me about something that happened within your business or within your career field that was it went to shit. Like it was a disaster, but you learned something from that experience, and it made you either adopt a different practice in your business or in your career.
Speaking up for myself, we spoke about this offline before. Speaking up for myself, I think because we're a minority in general, right? We're even more of a minority in the fashion world. Now, in the fashion world, then we go into design. We don't exist. Like, and I'm talking about in like, I've worked in like known brands. So we do not exist. And before, I remember thinking like, oh my God, I got this job. I'm always like the only black girl. Until a specific moment, it made me I looked at myself in this industry as like, wait, and what happened to me? I was like, wait, I'm not special. Nothing about me is unique, because I went through the same thing a woman in banking is going through. I'm going through the same thing a woman in like as like a doctor, something is going through. Like it's I'm not unique in the experiences that I'm having. And by saying that, it's like I had to learn how to speak up for myself, because being slighted for race, bonus, as a black woman, when somebody else who is not black is getting something that's been there less than you, and mind you, your reviews is on point.
Right.
A1, you managing a whole brand, you managing by yourself, never missing a deadline. Everything is good, but why is the money not matching up?
Right.
And having to speak for myself. So speak up for myself. So that's something I would say, like, in the past was it should
harder.
Be, yeah. And then I had to like know now. My rate,
I'm not going for nothing less than that.
It's nothing less than that. I speak up for myself. This is what I want. I tell my job this. My raise and bonus have to equal a Chanel bag. Come talk to me. Like, if it's not a Chanel bag for what I do, you need to it's a Chanel bag. I need to be able to walk out of Chanel with a bag.
I feel that. Yeah, I did the last episode that I did. Actually, it comes out today or whatever. I talked about like how to say and how to be comfortable with talking about money in certain situations, especially during like the interview process. Because ain't no point of accepting something that you know that you're not gonna be able to be financially stable on, and how we have to speak up for ourselves and know our worth and stuff. That literally the episode that drops right now is literally all about that, and even what to have on your resume to even like just kind of spruce it up a little bit, and take, even though they don't want us to have our businesses on our resume because they feel like it's like competing and stuff. I told them to put it on your resume, but just put that you work there or something like that, like, and then just talk about it as if you were an employee of the business. Sometimes you just got to tell them what they want to hear. And I tried to not do that, and like tried to get a job one time with the business and stuff like that, and that got thrown so off guard with the questions. They're like, so you have your own business, so what do you just want to work here so you can like get the money to do your own? I was just like, kinda.
But a lot, you'll be surprised, a lot of these people are not, they're they don't like that. They don't like, and then
they want a robot.
Again, we are a minority, so I'm pretty sure you was not interviewing with people that look like you.
Not at all.
So it's like my assistant now, amazing. Oh my God, the best hire I ever had. Best hire. I tell her that every day. She makes me so proud to say, like, I made sure what I went through, they were trying to do that. She's gonna get this much. I spoke up for her because I knew what I went through. I would not want her to go through that, and I know what's like being a black woman in fashion. And she's amazing. She has her own label. And most people say, "Oh, why would you want to hire somebody who have their own thing?" Listen, she has her own thing. It don't interrupt with the 9 to 5 that she doing.
Exactly.
What she do on the side is what she do on the side. Listen, if that's your main priority, once the work get done.
Yeah,
I
was like, all my employees got their own brand. Like, to me, it's like, because like not even hypothetically, but realistically, someone who has a design degree is a creative, and a creative is not a robot. So if they have a design degree, even if they don't tell you that they got their own business on the side, or they do something on the side, they absolutely working on it. Like, there's no way that you're gonna hold a creative to a 9 to 5 without them having something on the side, whether they mention it or not. But anybody that knows how to design, that knows how to do technical design, trust and believe they got something going on the side, without doubt.
I agree.
Yeah. What do you mind sharing what is your 9 to 5?
So I am a 3D, I'll say the company, not the specific brand.
Gotcha.
I am a 3D designer at PVH. I do love it. I manage a team of 9.
Nice.
That's why I said this. It better be a Chanel bag for my bonus.
I hear that.
But I do manage a team of 9 with only 3 direct report tos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
you like it a lot.
yeah, I love what I do. However, because you're in 3D, you're still stunned with like, it's like growth. It's like you could grow, but I'm missing the creativity of designing. Like honestly, I picked up my fashionary for the last 2 years, since like 2020. Last time when we saw each other, I have not picked up my book to sketch.
Really?
I entered this year on my vision board saying I want to sketch more, and I sat there on, I remember this, January 18th, and I sketched 4 pages.
That's dope.
And I was just going off, like just going. Yes, on Monday, did the same thing, sketching. Like I do like to incorporate, like I would love to, and I do as well, incorporate like my regular designs and put it in the 3D world.
Nice.
Because I do like to see how it is. It's like, it's the best way to see samples if you cannot afford like too much fabrics. If you know about fabric qualities, and you know how to like, manipulate it in general in fashion, actual fashion. You could do it on 3D.
Right. So you can see exactly how it's gonna be,
how it's gonna look. Yeah,
that's what's up. And do you have like your own like side business or what you're working on?
So at a point I was working on a swimsuit line. I did take a back into it. It's sometimes I get discouraged. I'm my own worst enemy, and it's because you think about funding. Like where am I gonna get funding? 'Cause I know who my clientele is. I know the fabric I'm trying to use, and people don't think about all of that. You want to build a swimwear line, or you want to build any fashion line, you got to know about your costing. I know what my costing gonna be. For my costing,
so
to
I need
be
that money for the cost.
I need the money for the costing.
Absolutely.
My 9 to 5 cannot fund my costing at all.
Gotcha.
Like it just can't. Like I'm not gonna lie and sit there and say like I make a pretty good penny, but like my 9 to 5 do not. It cannot.
Not enough for what you want to do at this point.
It can't. It probably could make a sample or 2, but to produce a whole line, no.
Gotcha. Okay. Get that. So do you think that like in the future, whatever, like that you will like pursue it a little bit more? Because like you can always get like, as a black owned business, we got so many grants and loans and funding out there that we're, it's out there. We just don't go for it. That's true. Sitting down and filling out grants and loan applications is a long experience. I have now I do it on Wednesdays now from 2 to 4, just because I need the capital, like try not to get discouraged or whatever, because I need it to like grow and stuff like that. But like, I feel like you can still do both and bet on yourself, but it's like you gotta have the resources, because the money is hard. It's hard to get the money that you need, like without doubt. But you can do the things that you do have control of, which is like your sketching, and that's how you get it out, and you're being able to be creative and stuff like that. So that's dope.
So I always wanted my own fashion line when I was younger. When I got older, I knew what my strengths were, and to know some people are not okay with knowing that's their strength, but my goal is to revive dead brands. I've always wanted to do that.
That's dope.
I want to revive like brands that, like, honestly, most people would not get it, but 3 places I want to work. Obviously, if you put, it's not a dead brand, but Balenciaga. I know my sketching and my design game and my eye is A1. It could go up there.
Okay. So Balenciaga, what's the other one?
But I wanted to work 2 places. It's either for Coach.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Women's wear.
Yeah.
They needed it.
Yes, they absolutely need it. They still need it.
They need it. Okay. They're doing better.
They still need a little help.
They do. They are.
So Balenciaga Coach,
it's been one, and Lady Sean John. People ask
me
why.
I want to see that, because I know he has that control now.
Yes. So I met Diddy on the street in 2019. I saw Diddy and I was like, oh, hi, and he was sitting there with Steve Stroud, I think his name was.
Okay, I know
in Soho, and I went to him and I asked him for the number. Like I specifically told him, that's what I want to do. I want to design for like Sean John. Like I know what I could do. You give me the right team, the budget.
You got it.
I know what I could do.
He said he's about to hire like the new team and everything to like completely revamp the brand.
I really, really want. That's what I want to do. I know I could come in. I may not get to creative director yet, but senior designer, associate. Like a notch under creative director, put me there. I will be able to do it. I will consider it my own.
That's lit. I'll be looking. I've been waiting because I saw two people. It was one other person who told me they wanted to do that too, and I'm just like, as soon as he posts that job, like y'all got to be on it. He gonna hire black. Like I know he gonna hire. Well, he probably not in control of the hiring necessarily, but he gonna put the right people in place to make sure it happens.
That's where I want to be. Like since I was younger, because I hated how Sean John was for women when I was younger. It was so, and people, I never was a streetwear girl. Like I was a girl who, I mean, I do wear streetwear, but I was a girl who wasn't like a label girl. Like you would never see me with Sean John. I did have a little Rockaway pieces. So.
Yeah, same.
And a little Nietzsche. But I
had that too.
A little Mecca. But I haven't, like, I wasn't somebody who was dripped in all of that. Gotcha. I'm like good at style. I dress really, really nice, but I have an eye for like design. Like that. I could be in a room and just leave me to like design. I'm happy. Like I love it. But reviving dead brands is like what I want to do. Like I wanted to. Hope she never sees this. I remember going to Tracy Reese and working there, and
she said, I hope she do see it.
She know my face, girl. She know my name too.
It's okay.
It was Black Girl Magic.
It's called constructive criticism.
It was Black Girl Magic, and one thing I really wish she had taken me under her wing, but also listened, because I knew like what I could have done there. And that's where that passion for rebuilding brands came from. Yeah.
Sometimes they be stuck in the way they do things and stuff like that. Because I've seen that on multiple occasions too. And I've seen them just going down. But it's like you gotta stay current. Like you gotta stay current. You gotta stay with the times. You gotta hire young talent. Yeah.
And it was her styling. I was like, who is styling this? Like some of the pieces wasn't mad, because honestly, I couldn't. When I first started working there, I was looking at like there was 2 or 3 pieces I did like. But there were other pieces that was like, who's her mark? Like, who's she?
We're like old ladies for a little while.
Yes,
it got real old.
It got real old. And she missed the part of like, it was like, 1990s, early 2000s. Now we're in this is 2015 to 2000, like, this was like 2015, 16, 17, 15, 16, around that time. We need to update the styling. Like,
absolutely.
But my mentor at that time, she worked in sales, and I used to watch how she styled it to understand the brand, because she styled it nothing like how Tracy styled it, but she used to style it up, and that's how I seen like, okay, I could see the brand now, but not everyone has that vision to style like her, because she's a stylish woman.
Makes sense. Okay. So before we wrap up, my last segment is called It's a Muse. So if you just want to say like a book, a mantra, a quote, a morning ritual, just that you want to share that will continue to inspire someone to like just keep pursuing like their dreams.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we live to inspire.
I always say this, and I had this on my wall: a life without fashion is a life not worth living.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Okay. Yeah, we can't walk around naked, I guess.
A life without fashion is the life not worth living.
Gotcha. Yeah, to keep pursuing your dreams. All right. If you want to just drop your social media handles and how to find you and how to keep up with you want to go ahead and do that. And I'll also put it in the show notes as well.
Okay. My social media is KayzWorld. Wow, KayzWorld _. Again, that's KayzWorld _.
All right, so make sure you guys follow Kay and keep up with Kay. And as I always say, stay black. Peace out.